I decided to take a look at Steamcharts, and I did some other digging around, and Battlefield 2042 has lost over 90% of its players on Steam. Finding console numbers is incredibly tough. There aren't really websites that track it properly. Steamcharts is known to be fairly accurate, however there are others that people use. But there's also a couple of news articles, and the first one is Battlefield players are spotting in-game product placements. It's not really a new thing, especially in EA-based titles, but the Logitech G502 mouse has been spotted in the game. You've also got players ditching BF 2042 to head over to Call of Duty Vanguard, which is, from what I've heard, just as bad. But there was a leak that said the Battlefield 2042 client includes weekly missions for 12 pre-season weeks, which would mean that Season 1 doesn't actually start until March. So a lot of people will leave and go and play other games until Season 1 starts. But then there's another one, and players are giving up after long matchmaking times. I recently did a video about map rotation, and Hourglass for me out of 100 match searches only popped up 7 times. So as well as bad map rotation, you also have long matchmaking times because players are leaving, which is making even more players leave. And you would think with it just passing Christmas, they've had a free weekend on Steam, they've had big discounts and stuff. You would think that there would be a lot more people playing the game, but people just aren't bothered about the game at all. So long matchmaking, I mean, in this article, it's not really long matchmaking, but it's way longer than what it has been. When the game launched, you could get into a match in more or less 10 seconds. But now there are people, if you disable crossplay, having to wait over a minute. So you think over a minute, oh, there's not too much time, go grab a drink or something whilst you're searching. But if you compare it to when the game first come out, and it was only taking around 10 seconds, I mean, with crossplay enabled, it is still really quick, but that means you pretty much, if you want efficient matchmaking, you have to play with crossplay. And if you're on console, playing against PC players, you come across all the cheaters. And not only that, there's just a huge advantage to using mouse and keyboard. Your gameplay is just so much more smooth, it's fluid. It's a lot easier to play on PC. So console players, I mean, they do have aim assist, and a lot of people will argue that's better than mouse and keyboard. But I would say mouse and keyboard, you just have so much better maneuverability and stuff, and you can control your character a lot better. I don't know why they've ever come up with the idea to allow crossplay between console and PC, or at least have it pretty much forced. I know that on Xbox, Warzone is forced crossplay, and I mean, it's not exactly forced, but indirectly it is, because you're going to have to wait way longer than normal if you have it disabled. So that's annoying players, and people are just leaving Battlefield because of it. But when the game first launched, it reached an all-time peak of just over 100,000 players. And yes, it might not be peak times, but on December 29th at 9 AM in the UK, Battlefield 2042 saw less than 10,000 players. It had 9,500 people playing. So that's over 90% of a player decrease since the game came out. And it's not been out long, about 6 weeks roughly. It released in early access on November 12th. And I can't see this getting any better. I can't see people really coming back. By the time it hits March, there's going to be other big titles that have just recently released that everyone's going to be playing. You'll still have loads of Battlefield fans playing, and there are hundreds of thousands of Battlefield fans. So March, I do feel, is going to make a little bit of a comeback, but how much depends on whether Season 1 drops and it's broken, because I mean, you've had issues with weekly missions and stuff as well. They're not doing very good with this game at all. But obviously we'll have to wait and see. I just wanted to bring it to your attention that at some stages during certain days, there are less than 10,000 people. So a lot of people will jump into matches on Steam and they'll get placed against bots. But that's going to do it for this video. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed it.